mean, I'll say, like, no matter what Andrew says, I'm not going to confirm nor deny anything if it's, like, a
Oh, I know.
spoiler-wise, so it's...
I mean, I figured as much. I'll head out.
Have a good one, Sarah. See you in
Good
2 weeks.
night. See ya.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so what's
first
your
thing
theory?
I thought of, the first thing I thought of, I'm pretty sure you haven't seen, but I do believe you played in my one shot that was based on it.
Oh.
Several years ago. So, like once again, several years ago. Like we're going on 5, maybe 6.
Mm-hmm.
But there's an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Season 1, Episode 6, where they encounter... This is when they're still doing, like, Monster of the Week stuff. Where they find an alien helmet that, crackles with electricity. And the electricity is a virus that kills people. And so, you have to contaminate against getting electrical shocks all around. That does stuff.
That's the episode that's like... Vzzt, right?
Yep, exactly. And so, I was like, I know Jacob, I'm pretty sure Jacob hasn't seen that.
I've seen
But I'm
Agents
pretty
of
sure he
S.H.I.E.L.D.
also played in my one shot. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. I
You
like
did?
Agents of
Nice.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Hell yeah. You finish it?
No, I have not.
Or you go, oh, what was the last season you saw?
Honestly, I think I watched all of season 1, but I think that was it.
Oh, it only goes uphill.
Okay, cool. It's been a while.
like
Agents of
season
S.H.I.E.L.D.
4 is
popped out, like, before I even went to college.
2012,
yeah.
Yeah, but 2012, 2013-ish, yeah. But season 4 is up there with one of my favorite seasons of TV, period.
Nice.
Which, that's the Ghost Rider season.
Oh, that's right.
And the LMDs, and the framework arc. So, you have 3 different arcs, and they're all 10 out of 10s. But yeah, no. But, my first thought was, okay, electric virus. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's 100% what he's going for, but, I can imagine it because, the thing that clued me in on that was it shocked everyone. It dealt 1 point of damage, and then it didn't shock them again.
Interesting.
So I was like, okay. I don't think Jacob is going to put a rider on a 1 point of damage, where once you take this damage, you're immune from taking that damage for 24 hours or such. It could be an oversight, but I don't think so. So I was like, that's odd. That's interesting. And then the next thing that immediately kind of vaguely popped into my mind was the Myconid camp from Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Which I've played all the way
they're
through.
all a little bit exactly. Which they're all a little bit connected. It is a hive mind, but I'm not expecting that that's going to be necessarily this thing's thing, because hive minds are everywhere in D&D. But I was like, well, someone who's infected probably just isn't going to want to harm the plant, or is going to want to protect it at extra costs.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. It's overriding it, it's infecting a little bit. And then the thing that really did it for me, that that I thought a lot of, was as soon as you had the little pressure system where you're finding habitats and such, and then all of a sudden it whooshed everything and the pollen and everything. I'm like, okay, that's it trying to reproduce. That is one, both of these characters have already been shocked. And so, why did Sol Marcus immediately choose that as the setting? Was that fully him in control? I don't know, one way or another. like it feels in character for him to know kind of like, okay, this might do a thing, this might do another thing. But like specifically to immediately choose the setting that makes it reproduce en masse, fascinating. And like the thought process there was, once again, I don't know if you've seen this movie, but Alien Covenant.
I have not.
Okay. Well, there is... The lore of this world is a little bit muddled, but it was also, you know, a character's fault from a previous movie. It's a long story, but basically this mutagenic agent was seeded across most of the planet. Though it was like originally centered on one spot, here it is basically gone everywhere. And so there are living organisms that like when they get broken apart, they release a puff of spores that will enter into a person and, you know, begin doing some mutations and things. And so I'm like, well, these spores or these like this pollen, this seeds and such, that's 100% it trying to spread its seed. Like, this is an invasive species that is going to go everywhere, and that it does damage, and it inherently is going to like be calling people to it to protect it.
Feed me, Seymour.
And so like exactly, and now I know you're playing on that part because now you gave it a mouth and everything, which fuck you. But like,
thank you, I appreciate it.
Is this I can imagine that like it's gonna talk to people, and only the people who it's shocked is gonna be able to hear it, or something like that. And like, it has this sort of electrically conduced telepathy that like is all about protecting and propagating its species. That's my theory, and everything you have done has shown me like, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I know you're not going to tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. I mean,
but like,
whatever happens will probably happen next session. So it is quite literally whatever pops off will pop off then.
And don't take this in a way that says stop or anything. I'm going to be fine. Mm-hmm. I have a severe phobia of like human-sized plants with mouths.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Like, it's bad. like Sarah and I were playing through the Batman Arkham Asylum game, and like we got stuck on the poison ivy boss for an hour, and I was not happy. Like, don't change anything. I'm gonna be fine. But like, on one hand, that's where the fuck you come from.
Totally fair. Totally fair. I had no idea that it was a phobia of yours.
Oh no, it is, but like I'll be fine. But like, man, the original Jumanji messed me up good.
That makes sense. I mean, like, I think
that's the root of that.
No, I think my main phobia I got from watching something as a kid was probably Resident Evil, and it's not zombies. I'm fine with zombies. It's really, really sharp objects or lasers that could just cut you, and then you are still for a moment, and then you just turn into squares.
Oh, I kind of know what you mean there.
Yeah, like even around like really sharp knives, I get a little skeezed out, just because like, man, imagine that just like cutting right through my fingers, and then they're just off now.
There's a fun, I believe it's a monster from MCDM, where they have a weapon made out of star metal that kind of does that, but you know, by cutting the limb off, it like establishes a connection between the two. So like, you just have your hand, and it's like, is your hand just elsewhere?
Mm-hmm. I think I remember seeing that one actually.
Like this. Mm-hmm. But like, they'll cut your head off and then throw it away. So like, you're just. But yeah, no, that's my plant prediction. And I feel very strongly that, like, Geode and Soul Marcus specifically are going to be, like, in a trance. Or, like eventually as it gets bigger and, like, much more of a problem. And, like, we're going to have to thwart something along those lines. To, like, burn the plant and, like... Realistically, it'll probably be free the people who are, you know, mind controlled to, you know, serve it. But, like, hey.
Totally fair. I mean,
But,
I feel like in Strixhaven, so far, we've fought a lot of plant-based creatures.
we have. And, like, this is a smart, elementally infused plant creature. It's the next step.
Yeah, fair.
Like I don't trust this thing at all.
Why
And
not
I don't
trust
want,
it?
and like
Leah, you control lightning. It controls lightning. You should be friends.
no. But yeah, no, just like I'm on to you, I think.
Oh, you're on to
I'm
me,
watching
eh?
you.
You're watching me, eh?
Well, now you're gonna change it, so like it doesn't matter. I'm
What do
joking, and I
you-
know you probably won't.
What do you think about Jennifer right now, then?
Leah's mostly fine with her. She doesn't trust her. She doesn't really like her, but like she's probably at minus 0.5 or something like that. Like it's like a relationship score of 0 is very apt. Like you're a lot.
Mhm.
You're just a lot. And I don't think you're a terrible person. But I run out of patience with the way that you are sometimes.
No, that's
And
fair.
like she's known people like that her whole life. Like she says she wants to come and visit Leah's hometown. Sure. You're gonna find yourself getting like a hotel room or something, and we're gonna meet up with you every day. But like, she'd be happy to meet up with her.
Yeah.
Take her around town. There are lots of spots to see, especially during the winter. Like, it'll be great.
Hell yeah.
But like,
There's also
Leah specifically doesn't let anyone near her home because, you know,
yeah.
reasons.
Yes, because of the one big reason, really. But is there any reason you think she asked then, of all times? All of a sudden interest? Is there anything that changed?
Specifically
between...
then. I figure she's trying to do like a purity test sort of thing. Like, are you on my side or not? Because because of the masks thing, like, did Leah know what was going on and tip people off? The answer is no, but like she doesn't know that.
Fascinating.
And so she's like, are you actually someone that I can trust with things, or like she's doing a purity test in my mind.
Fascinating ideas.
I figured you were just leaving.
No, I was just joking. I will say I also texted quite a bit with Azarius and back and forth during that session over
Okay,
Discord. So
I
I
mean-
mean, there's always the chance.
Yeah, but like,
Out of everyone who might tell her, Azarius is the bottom of the list.
right. But I also wouldn't hold it against him to try and set something up here to ruin Leah's reputation with her. Like, that seems like something that he would do.
Oh, is that why Leah's sort of being distant from the plan?
Not really. She sees these people as a way to get into, you know, the places that she has always wanted to get into. And so, like, she doesn't want to, you know, have her name marred in any of this in any of the fallout of this plan. And so, like, that's why she's distant.
Yeah.
Like I'll help you, but like if it hurts me, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Or at least I'm not going to help you or be a part of it.
That makes sense. What do you, Andrew, think of, at least right now, I should say, of Occum?
Me.
Yeah, Occum C Dirrillium.
I don't. I honestly don't think much of him. I genuinely am surprised that he's a ranger.
Mm-hmm.
That in my brain that does not compute right. Like this is a wizard-like dude in my mind. He has a wizard-like name. He controls and creates plane spheres, which is a very wizard-like thing.
To be fair, he is
dude's
the
a wizard.
ranger that is about crossing planes.
Right. Man, everything that I've seen of and for and about him has been like, you're just a wizard, man.
Fair. I mean, the entire roster of the original Strixhaven were essentially all wizards. The edited version, after I get to them and like change everyone's names and professions, like before there was 2 professors and they only had one thing. Like for instance, Occum would have only had perfection instead of training because there was a dean of perfection and a dean of expression. I added each one giving a second one. So Occum is perfection and training, pavlova is expression and talent. And so on and so forth with all the other deans. But pretty much every dean has unique traits. Like there are some going to be overlapping classes, of course, because there are 10 of them. But pretty much every dean has a uniqueness about them. For instance, the Tanny is like the only druid on file. Yeah, of course, got Wickerbottom, who isn't really a wizard or anything, or not even a sorcerer. Is more just a class in and of herself, more of a seer, you know?
Okay.
If that makes sense. That sort of thing.
I see what you mean. I see what you're saying. Like honestly, I haven't thought much about Occum because Leah's had one. She's met him twice, and once was for like 30 seconds. I guess that's not fair because I've thought about Pavlova more, but it seems like that's because she's directly tied to Leah. So
Yeah,
like
you had the Spidey sense thing go on.
Exactly. Like that instantly clicked something in my brain that has not clicked with Occum because, man, he's just there.
I guess out of character, like the whole choice between Occum and Pavlova are sort of the splits between the character Leah Pembroke. Because,
absolutely.
Yeah, Occum is literally what Leah is striving for right now, I think. In, perfection, in training, everything in its place, everything has a right timing. The entire world can be rehearsed. Where,
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just my feel of it as of, right now. While Pavlova is literally the dean of expression and talent. Literally the dean of letting go and letting instincts take hold.
Do I think that Jennifer has any idea of what the bracelet is? No. Why would she? Pavlova does. But Spidey senses that, Jennifer didn't have because she's a bard. You're human, you're staying human. As far as we know.
As far as you know. Well, I will say one of the sadder things, at least for the campaign so far of regrets and everything, I wish I had more endpoints with Pavlova besides the chemical reaction thing of Geode turning into stone. Because I love Pavlova Non so much as a character, with her backstory and everything. I mean, Occum, he also has a really cool way he became the dean. Like, his path to deanship is interesting as well. But I really love just the energy of Pavlova non.
Oh, yes, 100%. And honestly, I have to say I kind of disagree with you. Like we've had one interaction with her, and she has kind of been stuck in the back of my brain for everything. And so I like I'm very interested in seeing where that all goes next. And like now that she's been established, like yeah, we can start to see more of her. But like I feel like if they had met like first day or something, like it would have felt a bit forced. So no, I disagree. I think everything is fine there.
Oh no! I agree with that. You weren't going to meet Pavlova Nan first day. No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
like,
no.
You have to go more of a journey for that. I mean, just more opportunities for Pavlova Nan to have made an appearance. Like not necessarily a big talking to or become like a main character or anything, but just be around the scene, because there are no places I think in the past 10 sessions where I could see Pavlova Nan really being, except with maybe Geode.
I guess that's fair. She wouldn't have been around Leah.
Yeah.
But like I figure she's been in like the back or something.
Yeah, I mean she's
like,
still a dean.
Yeah. In the animated series, she'll be in the background hanging around and just kind of like watching and such.
Yes.
Like when we had the big lecture on the first day, she's in the back there just kind of like keeping watch over everybody, making sure no one's causing chaos. But like that's just being responsible as a member of the faculty.
Yeah.
Like
any theories as of right now for the Provost, Dean of Deans?
Oh, yes, several.
Yes, absolutely. What are those? You don't have to share if you don't want to, right?
Oh no.
I'm just curious of where the head of a player currently is at.
Oh no, I'm happy for you to pick my brain because it's fun.
Feels good in there.
Oh, I
just a Q-tip.
I beg to differ, but
that's fair.
I live in my brain, and it doesn't feel good.
I was thinking more of like when you like use one of those de-waxers or whatever, and you put it in there, and it's like, oh. Anyway.
No.
Oh.
I mean, the dean's dying. That part has been said explicitly. I know we've had the whole shadow person thing, like who's been in the corners for a thing, and the thing is, I don't know if that guy's real. I'm currently thinking that that's just a figment in his head that he's talking to, and like eventually we're going to see him refer to that character that being around other people, and people are going to look at him like there's no one there. And I think like walk with me on this.
Okay.
I think that shadow person isn't a result of him dying. I think he's dying from something else unrelated that really hasn't, been brought up. It could just be he's old and dying that way, just of natural causes. And I think other people have noticed that as well, and are either wanting to accelerate that and make a grab for power at school, like another dean, or from outside of the school, like some other organization. I don't think it would be another school specifically, but like...
I will say, Strixhaven is the only school of its kind. There's not like another school that takes people from other planes and like teaches them. It is pretty much the one and only. There are of course other, you know, adventuring academies on like other planes and stuff like that, but that's again not like Strixhaven is the Hogwarts of schools. They're not Hogwarts. It's
Yeah, because in Harry Potter mythology, there's like 8 schools. But
again,
like,
bad read on it, but that's what I mean.
No,
It's
no,
like
no,
the top of the
but I
top.
got you. But like, I would not be surprised if there's like 3 or 4 deans who's like, hey, the provost is kind of he's slipping a bit. Like, he's not quite suitable. He's not quite able to perform the faculties of his job to the standards that Strixhaven deserves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the main sentiment there is, let's give him a retirement. I think it's time, and he's just kind of being stubborn. And so we have to kind of convince him to step down gracefully.
Question: how
And,
old
like,
do you think the provost is?
I'm imagining him as, well, for one, he's human. Or at least as I'm imagining him, he's human.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm imagining him in his 80s probably.
Okay.
Maybe early 80s, but like,
Can I read you
on a bit of decline.
Can I read you the description of the provost that I recited whenever it was our one-on-one set, or before it was our one-on-one sessions, when he led you up?
Okay.
So he is roughly he's a tall man, roughly 7 feet tall, with dark purplish skin, and has horns that point straight upwards. He has a small beard. And I think I read this verbatim. You are shocked to see how young he looks in up close and personally.
So basically, my entire thought process and my picture of this dude is wrong.
You still might be right. He might be using some magic to make himself look younger, but to outside appearances, he is in his late 30s, early 40s.
Okay. Well, then if that's the case, once again, you're right. He could be using magic. He probably has a couple little things going, but like, I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But like, maybe then he's young, he's inexperienced, he doesn't know what he's doing. Hence the same result.
Mm-hmm.
We get him to step down. Like, the reasons can be different, but the end result still be the same. So I'm currently thinking that at least the spirit is the conjuration of another dean, probably Stein. And so that's just kind of messing with him as sort of like a countdown clock sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I find very interesting is that one theory that I think it was Grayson who was talking about. Like, yeah, no one's ever seen the guy more than 3 times that we can tell. Like, I find that genuinely interesting. Like, I don't know if that's tied to him dying or a bit of mystique about him. And like I know in some of the post session, like before we wrap up little bits, you've described some cloaked and shadowed figures moving about on campus, which, organization who is against the better interests of Strixhaven. I see it. I buy it. I figure it. And like, I know that in our discussions for character creation, it said, like, the Auric isn't a thing, really as much of a thing in this universe, but like, I figure that there's something along those lines.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Like, there
I
can still
figure
be
it's
an
probably
evil
tied to
organization.
right. And I figure it's probably tied to the, thing that Leah doesn't know that you wrote in her her backstory. I figure it's tied to that in some regard.
Absolutely. But I mean, yeah, who knows? Who knows? That's the thing with keeping stuff vague. Like, if at any point you want to pull a rip string, you can. I usually don't, but I find even if it's completely laid out, like, oh man, I predict this, this, and this, I'm like, yeah, sure, that's it, definitely. And then in my head, I'm like, dang it, they figured it out. But I still go through with it because at that point, it's like, oh man, they feel good for calling it, and that means I left enough clues that could be constrained of like, oh man, world building wise, they were able to figure it out without me spelling it out,
Like the Provost's first thought, like as he's dying, is we need to accelerate the training of some students because like we're going to it is his first thought like, hey, shit's about to go down, we're going to war, because that's how it reads. And so like I genuinely have questions regarding that. And then we've seen a lot, or at least from what I've seen, a couple of the deans have been, selecting and like picking out students as like interest points. Like Stein and Azarius have an interesting relationship, as does Tanny and Geo. Like, and once again, this is Mighty Nine brain, but that's some Trenticathon behavior. Like, if the Provost is dying, and he's expecting that outright conflict is going to happen, and I mean, the death of a dean would absolutely create a power vacuum. And other deans are the most likely candidates to step into that role.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm figuring that the other deans who are closest, either like who would be the easiest fit, are like making sure that they have enough cards that they can play to ensure that they can get the job or the powers or the whatever. Like, I feel relatively safe in that bet. That, like, if nothing comes of it, oh well, I gave a student, extra attention and more chances. So, but, like, as a loyalty thing, Azarius is not going to go ahead and betray Stein if he asks him to do something. Geode isn't going to betray Tanny. And I'm sure that this is a pattern that has gone around for hundreds of students throughout the school. And so, like, I figure that they're all playing this extra game where they're just trying to make sure that they have enough insurances to step into that role when it is most reasonable. And then, like, your question about Occum, like, honestly, I wasn't really thinking much of him, but like in just kind of talking this out and laying out my thought process here, if Occum immediately like if the Provost handed Leah over to Occum, and Occum is more of a fighter ranger type character, which once again still doesn't really compute right in my brain, but like he's probably on the Provost's side of all of this. Like they're probably aligned with one another enough that he would trust him to be in that sort of regard. Because
Makes sense.
I figure that if a war broke out on campus and it's other deans, kind of, or a coalition of other deans looking to take over the provost spot, Occum's probably going to be on the dean's side, and I'm going to bet he's going to die in that fight. But once again, that is a lot of conjecture over a couple different
just
things.
a theory.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's about the length of a game theory too. So go ahead and hit publish.
Hit subscribe, like, and ding that bell. So before I head out, because I actually do need to go here in a bit, but one last question I have to you, going in the lines of Occum. What class do you think the Provost is? And that's just some food for thought.
Well, the thing is, I don't think... Well, my initial thought is he doesn't have a class because he's an NPC and he's in this position. But, realistically, I think... Wait, yeah. It would have to be. It would have to be. I mean, the one answer is if the shadow creature is his own thing, it's Warlock. All the way. But I see another answer that I think is probably better. And I realize I've kind of done it unintentionally. The line that I've drawn here of the deans who might be a little bit more in opposition to the Provost versus the ones who are the one that I know of who would be on his side, it's spellcasters versus marshals. And so Strixhaven, I know we're not doing Strixhaven is a magic university, but historically it is.
Yeah, it at one time was.
Exactly. I'm betting the Provost is a martial class.
Okay. I just find that an interesting connection that you made. I'm not confirming or denying anything. It is fascinating to see where your head is at currently.
Yeah, if I had to bet something, I'm betting he's a martial class, and the deans who are more spellcaster focused are like, hey, this isn't the Strixhaven I know. Or at least this isn't the one that I, truly put my belief in.
Mm-hmm.
I would do a better job.
Because I think lore-wise, what we figured out was the Strixhaven curriculum of chaos that is, part of the official book. That was roughly the end of that adventure was about 300 years ago.
Okay.
Is I think what we parsed out. And a lot has happened in that 300 years. So there are probably elves and longer running races that would still remember when Strixhaven was just a magic place.
Mm-hmm. And that's completely reasonable that a provost or dean who, ran the school back then might have been an elf. They might have recently died. They might have had a younger person who stepped in to, change to shift the direction of the college into being more just bland adventurer, accept all the different classes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figure that some of these deans are not humans. They probably remember the past.
I will say, not
10, 15 years ago past.
But it was like it was yesterday for me. Sorry, I had to readjust my legs. They're getting sore again.
You're good.
But not saying yes or no to any of these theories, but I will say you hit on one thing that is absolutely true within all of these things you've said. One thing you've said is absolutely accurate. To almost a scary degree. Out of this entire conversation. Get out of my head, Andrew. Get out of my head.
I live here now.
No. Oh. But yeah, I think that's a good
So
place to end.
something I have got, I've said is right to a very high degree. That is very interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
One thing from this entire conversation, it could be back when we were still talking about the plant. It could be when we were talking about the Provost just now, like any time between that time period. But
Like,
yeah.
I feel very confident about a lot of it. A lot of the whole about the university and the provost in general, like that's high level theory. That like we know 3 or 4 deans who are not the provost, and we don't really know them that well. We don't really know the provost that well, so that's a lot of me spinning my gears.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
you have met most of the deans of the campus just by attending different classes.
okay, but like we the players haven't really gotten. To know them.
Absolutely.
We've gotten a few dialogue bits back and forth.
Yeah, as of right now, currently in the campaign, which this is Series 11, if we're making this into sort of the blooper or the after show special and everything, the deans
you better still be recording.
Oh, I'm still recording, obviously. The deans that you have currently met are Occum C Dirrillium of Perfection and Training, Pavlova Non, briefly, for Expression and Talent, Wickerbottom of Order and Magic, Gug,
I
Chaos.
genuinely forgot he existed.
Yeah, Wickerbottom is the professor you hate because she said you're going to get a bad grade in her.
Her.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now I remember her.
Yes, she is the seer, the one who gave your final grades on the first day.
Interesting that she gave... Well, okay. Yeah.
There's also Gug of Chaos and Combat, which you know from your practical training and dungeoneering class. There is Curie, which I don't believe you have met yet, of Substance and Devotion. There is, of
By
course...
any chance, does she study radium?
You see a pattern here with some of these. Curie is part of Quadrix, which is substance versus theory, and then Curie.
I knew she was a part of Quandrix.
Yes. And then her opposite is, of course, Stein of theory and bargains.
Okay.
Then we get over to Witherbloom, where, of course, we all know Tanny and Geode's thing of life and nature. Briefly mentioned Rekna Lib of death and innovation as sort of the artificer. And then we really haven't met anyone from Silverquill, except like one time for your accounting class. Teresa Beck of Radiance and Recreation. And Kav Ishtval of Shadow and Discipline.
Okay. So he's the one who's organized all of this.
That would be wicked too obvious. The Dean of Shadows and Discipline being the main villain. I would never.
Sure. Sure, I don't believe that.
And then, of course, the Provost, Dean of Deans, who no one really knows his name. Not even the professors at the school. But anyway, I think that's a good place to leave it off. Is there any like closing ideas or theories of where you think the climax of this is going to go? You mentioned a little bit on the war between spellcasters and marshals.
Mm-hmm. Like I figure that's where, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be year 1. I think it might be like halfway through year 2, personally. But like, you know, fine. Here's my theory. I think whatever our group's first contract is going to be something that was not actually commissioned by the university. It's going to be something commissioned by the provost that would slow his demise. That's why it was specifically us 3 who got singled out.
That is a big theory, and it's possible. Like, it's coming up. Your first mission is essentially set after the Strixhaven Mage Tower game, so that'll probably happen in the next like 3 or 4 sessions to see if you got that right.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I feel confident that, like, once again, the 3 of us at that party were chosen out. That's weird as hell. I mean, we're the players, but like, if you're looking at that as like a big picture thing, that's weird as hell. Why are these 3 singled out in that way to get extra training and basically get a free level up in 5 hours time? That doesn't happen.
That's fair. That is
Like,
completely fair.
and for the Provost at that time to also like be badgered into revealing that he's dying, it's a choice. Like usually, like, in that sort of instance, that sort of thing would be kept very quiet and like close to the chest, so that way the transition of power can be as seamless as possible without, getting people too worked up. But for him to say, hey, this is happening, and to be very dramatic about it, means like this is not going to be a peaceful transition of power, or at least it sincerely implies that. And for then specifically, I mean, I'm sure many quests are coming up, but once again, like, we are the player characters, we're the main actors of the story. I figure that whatever he is doing, or like whatever would be useful to him as a way to live longer, that is going to be plot critical to the meta narrative and the like larger arc of the campaign, is going to be something that is tied to what we do on this quest, because we just got a free level up for this quest from him. So like, from a narrative structure, it makes sense, but like, yeah, fine, that's my big theory there.
That is a very interesting big theory, which will be confirmed or denied next time on Strixhaven Adventuring Academy.
You can't say now I've gotten 2 big things right, because that means I've gotten one of them's that.